Hey friends, I'm Stacy and this is Gorgeously Aging, and today we are talking about the skin barrier and the skin barrier function. It is such an important part of skincare and often overlooked, and sometimes people think you have to spend a lot or buy expensive products to heal the skin barrier, and that's just not true. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the skin barrier, about signs of damage and what we can do when it gets damaged, and also how to heal it in general without doing expensive treatments or buying expensive products. I'm going to share a list of some affordable products that might help you heal your skin barrier and how to avoid damage in the first place. I'm also going to share some tips that will help avoid that damage. So it's always better if we can prevent the damage than having to fix barrier damage after it's already occurred. So let's just dive right in. First of all, some of you may notice my hair looks a little different in this video. I wear hair extensions, I wear wigs sometimes in my videos, and this is just my natural hair. After I had my surgeries over the last couple of years, my hair thinned a little bit. I've been using a red LED light to help regrow and just kind of thicken my hair a little bit. So I did have a lot of hair fallout from the anesthesia of those surgeries. So that's why my hair looks different. I'm wearing my natural hair today. So let's just jump right in. If you are in the comments, feel free to ask questions and I will get to them later in this video. And if I don't, I will try to answer them in an upcoming live video. So the barrier of your skin is serves an important function of keeping moisture in and keeping irritants out. It is so important, but it does get damaged and can get damaged by overworking the skin. We'll talk a little bit more about that a little later in this video. So the signs of damage of the skin barrier are going to be excessive dryness, redness, maybe itchiness of the skin. Even when you put on gentle cleansers or gentle moisturizers, it may feel irritated. That's a sign that your barrier, the skin barrier, is damaged. So why it gets damaged is another important thing to understand. So as we go watch skincare videos or go through our skincare journey, we're tweaking maybe our morning or evening skincare routine. There's so much influence out there about active ingredients and retinoids and retinols and exfoliants. And sometimes we get a little overzealous at adding in new things into our skincare routine. It's always important, if you're going to add active ingredients like vitamin C's or retinols or exfoliants, things that are a little more aggressive, that you add them in slowly. So introduce one thing at a time instead of several new things at a time, so that you know how your skin is responding to each ingredient as you add it into your skincare routine. When you do add actives or stronger ingredients, make sure you're adding them in slowly. So start with once a week and then go up to twice a week and then maybe every other day until your skin can handle it maybe every day. Now, you should never need to use a chemical exfoliant more than twice a week. And sometimes the skin barrier is damaged from over exfoliating using chemical exfoliants, your alpha hydroxy acids, your beta hydroxy acids. Sometimes people are so eager to improve the texture on their skin that they overuse exfoliants, and that can lead to a damaged skin barrier. We also see damaged skin barrier from tanning and burning and not protecting skin from the sun. So it is important to also use sunscreen every day, wear hats, and just seek out shade when possible when you're out in the sun. So sometimes it's one thing that's causing your barrier to be damaged, but sometimes it's just a number of things. So just getting back to gentle skincare and really focusing on treating your skin with gentle products is the way to heal it, and then paring back what you're using for your active ingredients or your stronger treatment ingredients in your skincare routine. So some of the things you want to consider is using a gentle cleansing balm or a cleansing oil for removing makeup, using a very gentle cleanser that is not going to strip the skin barrier of its natural oils and protectants, and also using treatment products with ceramides, hyaluronic acid, and glycerin to help keep the barrier of your skin healthy. So I'm going to share with you some of my favorites that aren't expensive, that are wonderful for healing the skin barrier, but also maintaining a healthy skin barrier. And one of those is the Beauty by Joseon, and this is the ginseng cleansing oil. This is something I have in my arsenal. I use this. I also do use some cleansing balms, but I feel like when my skin barrier is a little irritated, using a cleansing oil tends to work a little bit better for me than a cleansing balm. I'll list all of these in the video description below, so if you want to check them out, you certainly can. The next one, and this is an old favorite, I've talked about this so many times. This is the Hada Labo Foaming Cleanser. It is such a beautiful, gentle cleanser, great for every day, great for mature skin, and really excellent if you want to maintain a healthy skin barrier or repair a skin barrier that's irritated. Another one that is so affordable and often overlooked is the CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. This doesn't foam, but it leaves the skin feeling clean, supple, and not stripped of your natural oils. Your skin just feels hydrated and moist and clean after using this cleanser, and it's very affordable. So repairing the skin barrier doesn't have to be expensive, and you don't have to use expensive products. One of my favorite products, this I actually picked up in Korea a few years ago when I was on my trip to visit Aesthetician, and this is the Asturo Auto Barrier Cream, and it is so fantastic. In fact, I didn't even know you could get it here in the United States when I bought it in Korea, and since I've been back now, I'm seeing this brand more and more. So I did link it down below. I believe the link I shared is from Sephora, so you want to make sure you're not getting like a knockoff product. This isn't super expensive, but it is fantastic for the skin, and it's something that I generally keep on hand. So another one that I've talked about over and over, and this is more of a occlusive, sorry, I lost my words. This is more of an occlusive. So it's a thicker, richer cream, and I like to use this at night after I do my full skincare routine, including my moisturizer. Let my moisturizer settle in, and then use the Avene Cicloflate Plus. This almost has like a diaper cream consistency. It's kind of white and thick and rich, and you apply it to your face, neck, chest, and even your hands if you want to, and it is fantastic at just protecting the skin while you sleep. This is also great after treatments like microneedling, mesotherapy, laser treatment, any kind of dermatological treatment. This is a great healing cream. So if my skin barrier feels irritated, I'll use this every night as a rich night cream, and my skin always feels better in the morning. If you haven't tried the Avene Cicloflate or Avene, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, it is absolutely fantastic. I always have this in my bathroom. And then last but not least is Aquaphor. So Aquaphor serves a purpose. I use it on my lips every night, and I use it under my eyes as a rich kind of locking in my night cream under my eyes. And sometimes I'll slug the entire face with Aquaphor. I don't do this often because, to be honest, I don't often run into issues with my barrier being irritated or damaged. But I do slugging once in a while, and especially after treatments where my skin might be dry and just need to lock in that moisture a little bit more. But Aquaphor on the lips every night is so great. I keep one by my bedside. I keep one in my bathroom. Everybody in my house has Aquaphor in their bag or in their bathroom. So it's a staple in my household for sure. Highly recommend using Aquaphor. So it doesn't have to be complicated or expensive or even super time consuming to repair your skin barrier, but your skin will look so much healthier if you have a happy, healthy skin barrier. So you guys, I will list all these in the video description below. And I just wanted to talk about a few tips. So a few tips for repairing the skin barrier is going to be drinking lots of water. If you're somebody who drinks a lot of coffee and a lot of other types of drinks that are sweetened or caffeine drinks, maybe try to skip a couple of those throughout the day and add more regular water into your diet. That's going to help your skin a lot. I notice when I'm drinking more fluids that my skin is happier, it looks healthier, and just overall my skin looks better. So also using a dehumidifier in your bedroom. This is something, no matter where you live, is helpful for the skin barrier, but especially if you live in drier climates. So that's a really good tip. And also making sure you're not washing your face with hot water. use lukewarm, even slightly cool water when washing your face at the sink, especially if your barrier function is, if you have a weakened barrier function, or if your skin is irritated. Avoid hot water in your shower, like super hot water in your shower, and use lukewarm to cooler water at your sink. Another thing is avoid smoking or being around secondhand smoke if you're having issues with your skin barrier, and be patient. It takes time. Healing takes time. So just be consistent, be patient, and make sure you're not overusing your active, aggressive ingredients. Back off those and slowly reintroduce. You don't have to use them every day to get good results. In fact, you're going to get better results if you're using them appropriately and your skin barrier is happy and healthy. So thank you so much for being here with me for today's live. You guys, I'll try to be doing more lives throughout the week. So they're going to be at random times, not consistently at the same time every day. But you should, if you have that notification bell checked, you should get notified when I'm starting a live video, and you can always come back and watch them later. When you go to my channel, you'll see videos, recommended videos, shorts. They're usually under the lives tab. So you can go to the lives tab and see some of my past lives if you don't catch them when they're actually going on. So for those of you looking for my advanced facial rejuvenation tutorials, you can find them at rumble.com/gorgeouslyaging. If you forget that, you can just go to gorgeouslyaging.com and it will take you right to all of those tutorials, demonstrations, and just advanced facial rejuvenation education videos. They're all free, so they cost you nothing to watch. But if you're interested in some of that, definitely check it out. Sometimes the more you know about your options, the better you are in making choices for your skin and your anti-aging journey. If you have any suggestions for good skincare that you've been loving that is barrier friendly, definitely share those down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys what you're using and what you're liking. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you guys in my next video. I love and appreciate you all.